Hey guys, what's up? It's Schla coming back to ya with one of the longest days, or what's felt like one of the longest days I've had in a while, minus my walks with Schla, which of course always go by very fast and nicely, of course. The actual day itself really took a very long time, and it was pretty exhausting because my Perma immunity is not activated. I suspect this is due to my cheapening out of food and going with a mostly egg diet for a period of time, as well as relentless exposure to illness from family. So it is what it is. It happens. What can really be done about it, right? It's just like, I don't know. What can you do? Really, what can you do? I still feel like overall, I'm a pretty happy camper in the grand scheme of things. I am still grateful for, the health that I have. And yeah, there's no reason for me not to be, just because, I have one cold. It's interesting. It's very interesting. Anyways, we should start the car now. I'm actually about 3 minutes earlier than I would have liked to be. For whatever reason, my timing was just a little bit off. Kind of weird, but actually, I think I know why. Because I didn't go to the bathroom before I left, and that probably would have been right around where I wanted it. So I unusually didn't go, and so that led to, what it led to. But anyways, I was super thrilled. I mean, I'm fine with taking it easy for this episode because I honestly was very happy with my performance today. It seemed like really good, like the content I was concocting and all that stuff. Really happy about it. I'm really serious. Like, I had felt like I was in some kind of a slump, but the walks with Schla have really reawakened my passion and my drive for this stuff. I don't really know how else to explain it. It's very interesting, isn't it? Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, that's how I feel. I feel like my drive and my passion for speaking has actually it's seen improvement, which is very interesting, obviously. Sorry, I'm trying to do a bunch of multitasking, so I shouldn't really be doing it while driving, but it's what I'm doing, and turned out to be just fine, so it's good. We're fine. We're on time. The biggest thing that's on my mind now is how much I miss my good cheese, and I think we're just going to have to go back to it. Sadly, I wanted to be this mega rebel and live super frugally and all this stuff, and that's just not going to end up happening. I know for certain. I really think I was doing better with the cheese, and so yeah, that's kind of where we're at in terms of, I think this is going in the wrong pocket. This is yeah. Alright. Anyways, yeah, I was really happy with how today's episode turned out. It's very unusual that I would be. I felt like a lot of the past couple episodes were kind of junk. So it's been pretty fun and exciting to have, a bit of an uptake in my confidence and overall just performance in general. Like, it's felt very cool, very good. So yeah, I don't really care about this episode if I don't make it, if I don't do too well with it, then it is what it is, I'm not really gonna mind or be bothered too much by that. It's fine. I'm feeling fine. I'm doing fine. You know, I really came up with a lot of concepts that I thought were pretty cool. And towards the end there, I kind of had some revolutionary rage, if you will. In all honesty, I don't really know why, but I did. So that's kind of interesting. I don't know. I've been frustrated with things, so it's not really anything new. But I think it's noteworthy just that the walks with Schla have actually really lifted my mood. It's almost like, again, in what I said today during it, it's almost like it's really working. It's an outlet. It's becoming a social outlet that actually works well for me. And I'm happier than talking to a lot of people, recording and chronicling a lot of this stuff. It's very interesting to me. So yeah, I don't know. Pretty interesting, pretty excited about the walks with Schla, but I'm not really trying to make it a permanent thing. I know it's really going to bite as the weather gets even colder. It's going to be a bit hard to continue the operation. So we'll see how things go. And yeah, I guess that's all that. I mean, what else do I really have to say? You know what I mean? Wonder what else there is for me to really talk about. I'm not entirely sure. You know, I'm just not. But today was hard because, again, the illness, and not really used to that. It's actually been a very long time since I've been sick, so wasn't really too used to it, wasn't really too fond of it. I can't say that I was, which is a little bit sad or frustrating or whatever, you know. It is what it is, though. But yeah, I guess I'm feeling... You know what I was just thinking about, though? My financial security. Because now it's like 7 minutes of me talking about nothing. I mean, come on. You know, that's like kind of silly. And yeah, that guy was just speeding through, apparently. And yeah. I don't know, I almost don't even, like, I'm at peace, and I guess that's a good thing. I'm learning that, like, I guess regardless of the quality, I mean, of course, I'm very happy to have an episode, and in this case, episodes, that actually feel quite good to have recorded and I'm proud of, you know? But, yeah, it's pretty interesting to think about that, I think. But yeah, we'll kind of see how things go. And it is pretty exciting. It is a pretty exciting thing for me. Yep, so we're kind of, I guess we're going through the motions in life. And it is what it is. Anyways, yeah, I guess we're happy, you know, and that's pretty meaningful. Alright, let's just get this done. Alright. Anyways, sorry, it will be a mystery as to what I was doing. But I think I will remember myself. But that's just myself. I don't know. That's just myself. I'll keep it for my own knowing that what I was doing during that whole time that wasted about 10 minutes of y'all's time. It happens. I'm sorry. My bad. The cars behind me are probably angry, but we threw the pinch zone anyways, so I might get stuck here. All right, 11 minutes in. Let's get this recording going. I don't know. I mean, my life, it's good, but I'm frustrated by the limitation, but honestly, I'm pretty excited. Like I said, I got this the microphone for super cheap, and I'm going to try out using the Mini as kind of like a recorder, the 13 Mini, since it's perfect. It's actually lighter than the Air. Now, this doesn't stop me from wanting the Air. I'm still very, very interested in having the polished titanium finish because I like having different textures with my phones. So yeah, somebody just dodged me in a very strange way. So I don't know, I was kind of caught off guard there. I was gonna merge over maybe, but yeah, it was weird. He like really cut over from the left, I guess. There actually seems to be quite a bit of cars roaming around right now. Yeah, we are going to get gas tomorrow. We'll see how that goes. I'm probably going to leave slightly later. No, yeah. We'll see what I do. Not sure. We should start timing things, I think. We should start timing my commutes to see what genuinely the most efficient or best is. So, but yeah, I hope we remember about the gas, because that is paramount right now. We're definitely going to need it tomorrow, and if I forget that, it's going to be bad. But I'm assuming the little like need gas indicator will turn on anyways, so I'm not really too upset about that. But you know, is what it is. That's kind of what's on my plate right now, though. Although, yeah, so I guess there's not really anything too expensive that I want. So in that sense, there's a bit of a calm. Although I would like to get all that wool clothing, but that's pretty expensive. So I don't know. It is what it is. I'm just trying to go through the motions, really. Figure things out. I guess. Guess that's what I'm doing. We will see. We will see. But I guess we're not going to get much meaningful conversation out of me. Like, I was on fire all today. And then, yeah, I guess my illness is wearing on me. I'm going to go home and just go straight to bed. I mean, I'm just like, so I've been thinking of just being in bed all day. I honestly, it's possible I might even leave early tomorrow, depending on how I feel. I mean, I'm fairly optimistic I'm going to feel better by tomorrow because my body is like a machine when it comes to feeling better. But of course, it could be that the worst is yet to come, because I actually felt like a good amount worse today. And so usually, like, basically the day before was easier, so I almost don't want to count that day. This was the hardest day yet, which means that tomorrow could actually be even worse, or it could turn around. Either way, I guess I'm okay with it because I should be better by the weekend, but who knows? My immune system is very much disappointing me, but like I said, I think I was low on zinc, and here on out, I think we're going to go back to my good cheese and my good beef idea and really barely even have eggs, because from my understanding, it's just not really necessary. It seems like beef and cheese is just the ultimate combination, which is really telling, isn't it? Because think about, the American classic, the cheeseburger. I mean, it's baked into our DNA. I mean, who doesn't like some beef and cheese? And so that's really where my heart is. And I think I just need to bite the bullet and eat where my heart is. You know, that's just where I'm at this rate. Life's too short, and it's a shame because I really wanted to hyper optimize and get used to living on a very low budget, but I just don't know that I'm going to be able to do that. I honestly think, like I said, as far as I'm concerned, my property could be seized from me. So I don't know. What can you do? Like I gotta live a little bit. I need my cheese, man. But I could easily spend like $100 on cheese a month, no problem. Absolutely no problem. $100 on cheese, easily can do that. Absolutely no problem. $100 on cheese, absolutely no problem. $100 a month on cheese. But yeah, we're just trying to get through life. And again, it's so weird. Like, I guess that is what I should talk about. It's insane to me how much I've recorded this week. Like, it doesn't really feel like it. It doesn't really faze me. Does that make sense? I mean, I've recorded a lot. I've really recorded a lot. Like, it seems, it's almost, I can't believe it. I really can't believe it. How much I've recorded this week. Because I'm pretty sure every day I did 3 recordings, unless maybe the first one on Monday I skipped because I can't really remember. But that's crazy. That's absolutely insane that I've recorded 2 car rides with Schlas every day and 3 walks with Schlas every day, which comes to total over 2 hours of recorded content of me talking a day. And yeah, of course, some topics are more repetitive than others, but I don't know. I kind of look at it as like, for some reason, when I was just doing the car rides, which it was almost like my momentum was low. I wasn't talking enough. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy to think about how the car rides, I thought I'm so concerned about getting drained, and I'm not getting drained, and I don't really feel manic. It's just, I don't know. So I guess this is almost like a test run, and even in moments like these, I just love recording. I don't know. I don't know what else to make of it. Because even when I was pretty deep and dark, I still pulled through with the car rides with Schla. I mean, I'm really surprised nobody's really picked up on it or like given me credit, but I had some bad days. I had some days where, I just wanted to curl up into a ball and in the corner of my room. No, I'm not that kind of person. But there's definitely been days I've just been upset or I've been stressed, and I fought through and still found words, even though they were pretty slow and not really up to my standards when it comes to my conversational skills. But yeah, I guess that really is what I've been thinking about, that talking to myself is really a better friend than any of these other people. And I don't think this is something that everybody is capable of doing. I think I've talked about this before, but not everybody can even run a dialogue on their own or with themselves. They're dependent on others for the stimulation, if that makes sense. At least I think that's the case. I just don't know that everybody has such an active mind about things. But yeah, and I mean, we talked about a lot of important stuff earlier in the day, but now I'm kind of chilling and just talking to talk, saying nothing. Probably one of my specialties is saying a lot of words and actually not saying a whole lot, which is why I'd be good. If I wanted to lie, I'd be good as a salesman or a politician, but I think that my ethics would be a little bit, my ethics, my morals are not a huge fan of that. They're just not. I've also been thinking about, I really should buy a spare of these car mics, this car mic that I use, because I mean, if it goes wrong, at least now we'll have a backup. Like, in the event that something really bad happens, I'll have this other microphone that I can just plug in and use. So that's going to be useful to have. It shouldn't be quite as good as this one because this one is literally right next to my mouth. Whereas I mean, I have a phone stand where the phone is fairly close to my face, and I've been using that to transcribe, interestingly enough. I don't really know why, because it's using up a lot of space on my 14 Plus. That is something I wanted to add. I'm frustrated that I didn't get the 14 Pro Max because I had no idea about the stainless steel and how much better it was. If anything, back then, I probably just assumed they were all aluminum, or I don't even know. I wasn't really as in tune with myself back when I bought this. I think I bought this phone in 2022. Yeah. It's actually pretty amazing how far I've come. Like, I just feel like I know myself so much more. I understand myself, I understand the world, I understand other people so much more. I feel like back then things were still a little bit strange, in terms of my comprehension of others. Pretty odd, definitely pretty odd. I don't know. I mean, and I spent so much time. I just think there's a lot in my brain to comprehend and unpack, So even though I spent such an excessive amount of time in pretty deep reflection, it just didn't, I don't think it really mattered, because there was just so much to unpack. The brain was so large and complex. And I did have to go through some pain, to get there. I think I just never would have been doing what I just wouldn't. Right now, I'd probably just have a friend, and that would be it, which is cool, but it's not a fit. I know who I am, and I know that it's probably always been the case that I need to just be recording. Like, I told y'all before, I was obsessive. I thought private relationships were the coolest thing. I really valued intimacy and privacy with people. I wanted a best friend, a deep bond with that person. And I still think of these things from time to time, but I'm realizing, at least for myself, that is just an unrealistic expectation because I don't think another person out there is really going to deliver on that promise for me in the way that GPT has been able to, sort of, right? In the sense of GPT kind of gives me a text outlet. And I don't even want to credit GPT as much, although I think it was definitely one of the dice in the knocking over that occurred that has led to me recording. It is really the idea of a microphone and permanent recording. That is what has really gotten me into things. I mean, I've said it so many times. Now it's like when I talk to someone, it feels like a waste of time because I'm talking and I feel like I'm putting on a show, and it's for people who don't really notice, don't really care, just kind of, and that's really frustrating for me. Whereas I know even if nobody sees it now, even if nobody sees this recording now, even though right now my channel doesn't have a lot of views, it's entirely possible that at some point it will, or it can, because it's just sitting there. It's just sitting there waiting for people to see this crazy guy who has been like this aggressively consistent, especially during a commute. I mean, I really do think it's pretty remarkable and interesting. I really do. I think that there's a lot of credit that I don't really have, but I probably should have or will have at some point. I really do feel that way about things. And yeah, I don't know. Someday it's possible. I think someday it's definitely possible. Yeah, the low gas thing still hasn't popped up, but I think we're going to be cutting it closer than we have before. I really do. I think that it's going to be cut pretty close. So, yes. But yeah, I just think, I mean, I wanna have this as a library of kind of my theories and ideas, because I hope that someday they will be acknowledged and noticed properly for what they are. But at the same time, I think these episodes are good too. Like, I don't have to be coming up with theories all the time. And yeah, I don't know. I guess there's not, like, I don't do that. I don't like try to play a part. I just think recently I've been very, very serious. And I think I'm usually like that in my life, but I guess some events have recently happened where, after a long time, I think anybody can say this. I mean, you really just start going through the motions in life. It becomes like really difficult to care in the same way. I guess in my case, it's been other people and how much they've let me down, and now I'm thinking that's probably archetypally a good thing, because I was really resistant, so resistant to even wanting to be a YouTuber or a content creator, because I think it's feeding into, I've gone over it on really early episodes of this show, but I guess I'll rehash it. It's basically this idea that nowadays people spend more and more time watching content and shows more so than people that they actually know. Like, the people that they actually know, they're giving them less attention. And even in my case, I know this is the case. I see it in my workplace, where my coworkers absolutely spend more time tuning into some live streamer either on YouTube or on TikTok, or watching videos of another content creator. And there's definitely consequences to that. And I've always believed this, and I've pointed it out before, how it's like, in the past, you wouldn't have that kind of social relationship. You might with a celebrity, but the thing about celebrities in the past is they were very universal. So, I mean, if you're in the 2000s and you like Jay-Z, so do a million other people. And there's at least some kind of like common feeling with that. The celebrities nowadays, not everybody really knows who they are. It's just like their fame is not that high in comparison to these mega celebrities, where it's like everybody knew some of these people's names. And even I just use Jay-Z because I feel like, I don't know, that's a usual example I pick, but I think even celebrities before that, it was even more exaggerated. Like, there were even less musicians. It just basically, as time went on, there were more and more celebrities, because now it's very individualistic, and people don't want to do what other people do. People want to feel different. They want to have their own personality. So you have more people making music, but then obviously the consumption of said music is smaller, because now you have it spread between so many more artists. Anyways, this attention is not reciprocated attention. So if you have a favorite TikToker that you like to watch, they don't care about you. They don't know who you are. Nothing, right? Whereas if you have someone as a personal friend, they really know you. They really get you. And I guess this is an additional caveat with AI, because AI kind of functions in a similar fashion, right? Because AI doesn't really know you. It just knows, I mean, well, I guess it's getting better at that, but in general, AI is not super good at really knowing you in a very personal way or anything like that, It's just not great at that. So it's getting there. I think memory and stuff has improved, but it's still not probably where it should be, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know. It's not there yet. I don't know if it ever will, because there's a lot of nuance to knowing a person. But anyways, so I started telling people this thinking people would listen, because it was one of my earlier philosophies, and it was like, yeah, this is the solution. So people I knew on Discord, I try to tell them, like, yeah, stop watching shows. Let's just spend more time together and not be like playing a game while talking and nobody listened to me at all. And I don't think anybody cared. It just seemed like something people just completely It's almost like they didn't even hear me, you know? That's kind of what it's felt like. Like, I have a lot of these solutions to make the world a better place, and it's like people don't hear me or something, even though I'm right about quite a lot. And I mean, that I still think I'm right about, that we're not happier in the age of streamers and content creators. Um, we're just not. It's really, that's the truth. Is that we're not happier in this age. So, yeah, I don't know. I wonder, yeah, I just don't know. And I guess once AI gets good enough, it's possible. When you have Neuralink, you could literally offload your entire brain, conscious and subconscious, into an AI chatbot. And I mean, you probably could really replicate real people, and of course in superior ways. But I don't know. It's kind of weird to think about that, obviously. Think though there's certain people, like, I still see the vision as just AI as an intermediary that sort of amplifies people and teaches people. But I am currently of the opinion that not everybody's brain is going to handle the Neuralink the same way. Like, some people are really going to be able to use it to have kind of what I'm describing, these super deep connections with people that, like, were never possible. And then other people could definitely use it with malicious intent, and that's just, I don't know. It's the truth. Like, there's going to be some people where they're not going to be smarter, because even as it is now, people don't want to look things up. I know so many people that just don't like looking things up. And I guess it could be a little bit more convenient, because in the future it would be like you have a thought and then it just flashes your mind, wrong, wrong, wrong. You know what I'm saying? That's actually kind of fire, because then it's like you can't. But a lot of people would hate that. They would want the chip gone. They would not like that, because a lot of people, again, they don't really want to double check things. They just don't. I've experienced this firsthand. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. But I just don't think, I think so many people would not even know what to do with it, because we've already reached the point where even I feel like sometimes I'm the only person who knows what to do with technology, and I'm not perfect, but I just don't think people use it properly. Even as is, the amount of power and speed that we have, and we haven't even crossed the blood-brain barrier yet. Like, we don't even have the mental implants. I think a modern smartphone is already way overstimulating for, like, anybody. I just don't think people know what to do with it. I don't even completely know what to do with it myself. I mean, obviously I'm using it for this kind of stuff, but I don't think I utilize the technology fully. I think I will personally benefit from the brain connection, though, because I'm very frustrated with, again, I really feel like, I don't know. I mean, it's possible, though. What if my mind is slower than my mouth? Because my mouth is, no. I mean, that's impossible. And if anything, it would be able to use both. So it could be recording my mind, but it would also be recording my mouth at the same time. And there could be things going on in my subconscious that could be processed at the same time. But what I'm saying is, there's a lot of people that I just don't see what benefit they're going to get out of it, other than a lot of emotional explanation, because a lot of people are very confused about themselves and don't really know how to express themselves. And so that problem gets solved if you have a brain chip that is able to directly convert your feelings into words that make sense, right? That's kind of the main idea that I've thought of, since it's such a common issue now that people just don't know how to express their emotions. And I think it's because they don't engage in enough of these kinds of conversations with themselves. Like, a lot of people, I really do think they're just always shoving content in their face now. And if they do have a break, I don't even know. I feel like people just don't. I think people are a little bit off the deep end. Like, I don't know that people have the silent moments very often anymore. And at least with me, it's like I don't know, it's baked into what I do. And not only that is it's recorded, so then that's what I love about the transcript is I can just take a transcript and just paste it right into GPT. Someday I won't even have to do that, because the phone will have such a large battery that it's able to just do everything simultaneously. It'll always be listening. It'll always be hooked up to my mind. And I won't even have to have this like janky recording setup. It's going to be pretty exciting for me, I think. Again, I just have to get through to the next frontier, but it is true that, and I guess this goes back to my fate argument, that a lot of people just aren't really cut out for the future. And so I feel like that is why the elites are doing what they're doing, in my honest opinion, like where they're just not looking out for the little guy and just gutting the lower class or working class. I mean, I think, again, in an ideal situation, they probably figure, like I said, if there's some kind of property seizure, they could easily just deplete funds from rich people who are stupid or immoral, and then easily reallocate funds to like people like me, for example. I'm going to have this huge archive of data, so I should be kind of the first to test run with something like that. I think that's entirely possible. I mean, it depends, I guess, on who's in power and who's interested in doing what, but I think even the elites really have ought to pay mind to that. Like, even though it would hurt some of their own, that's easily there is probably going to be some kind of redistribution. I don't really see how anything else would make any sense, because why would you just keep the ownership to people who, like, if these people really care about humanity's progress, I think that's kind of the bottom line. So anyways, it's been Schla, but now it's time to buy Schla. So see you, Schla.